me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Let's go. Leave it to me. 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 Let's go. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? What's up, everyone? What's going on? We're here with another live show. This is the show of the review of the Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 6, Issues 11 through 13. This is what we're doing here this weekend. I mean, usually, like, you don't like say what kind of weekend it is. You're kind of dating the video, but I don't care. This is Easter weekend. For those of you who celebrate Easter, happy Easter. And if you don't, happy day off. Hopefully you have a day off, or happy whenever you get a day off. You know what I mean? But what's going on? I'm here with my man. Prime Time Tom is back with me. What is going on, Tom? How you doing?
Woo-hoo. What's up, everybody? If you get a chance and you're a Mario fan, try to get out and see the new Mario movie. It is awesome.
Mario. Wait. This ain't a Mario show. This is Spider-Man. Nah, but the Mario, yes. Tom, my man Tom here says it's good, and I can't wait to see it. You know what I mean? I'm hoping, I guess, Chris Pratt did pretty good being Mario. A lot of people are like, oh my God, it's Chris Pratt. He's getting all this hate, you know what I mean, and all that. And I'm like, I love Chris Pratt, man. They make me love him even more, you know what I mean? But do you notice it's Chris Pratt, or you don't even notice?
The first time out, when I first heard his voice, I was like, man, that just sounds like Chris Pratt being Chris Pratt. But then when you're actually more into the movie, you start getting into it, and it's like, yeah, it's not.
It's me, Mario, not Chris Pratt. What are you talking about, huh?
It's me, not just Darnor.
You got Anna Taylor-Joy, who's Princess Peach, if I'm not mistaken. I love her, so I'm really hyped. I'm seeing it with the family on Sunday, so no spoilers, all right, guys? All right. We do know there'll probably be some mushrooms in there and all that, and stars or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. And maybe Luigi. Maybe we see some Luigi up in there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, loving Mario. Can't wait to see it. And keep on keeping on, because this is a Spider-Man show, believe it or not. It says Spider-Man all around there. You know what I mean? All that. We got our Spider-Man. I got my Spider-Man 60th anniversary hat with my Miles Morales shirt. You know what I mean? I gotta represent Miles Morales. You know what I mean? A lot of the old school, guys, get off my lawn guys like, oh no, another Spider-Man, you know what I mean? But I love me some Miles Morales. And you have another Spider-Man hat too. You got yourself a Scarlet Spider hat. Yo, man, I'm jealous, man. I don't have a Scarlet Spider hat, man. But yeah, so yeah, man, that's what we're gonna do. Review the show. Let me see what's up. Who's it? Oh, speaking. We were just speaking of this guy. He's like, hello there, guys. What shirt did you guys wear now with the stand full screen each other? Thanks. We were just talking about you. It's been a while since you showed up, and there you go. You showed up, so we're gonna have to he wants a full screen. Usually I don't listen to people trying to make me tell me what to. Nah, just kidding. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna put myself a solo act right here. I just showed I got the hat. I'm not gonna stand up today, but yeah, this is my Miles Morales shirt right here. You know what I'm saying? My Miles Morales. You know what I mean? I just can't stand up or not my whole set will fall. You know what I mean? This is from Gamers Verse, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, my 60th anniversary hat. Yeah, man. Very nice. Thank you, Mr. Ben. You know what I mean? Thank you. Let's see what's in the back. Oh, there you go. That's what's in the back. But yeah, nice hat and all that. Love me some Spider-Man. Had to represent. And now we're going with our buddy who's got an awesome hat too. You know what I mean? Want to represent the hat. Oh, nice new era hat.
The first Ben Reilly costume, which was my.
That's phenomenal. What shirt you got? You got a Spider-Man shirt? You know what I mean?
I've got a, since I went to see Mario, I'm kind of repping Spidey and Mario. So
All
gotta,
right, okay,
you know,
it's okay. You're hype about
yeah,
Mario for the
little
original Mario. Yeah,
little
nice.
Mario. But at the back, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of got the
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let me exit the solo layout. We got my man Fargate from our other show. You know what I'm saying? It's a bot. Run away. Little station Fargate. And then Brother Joe. Don't either, but I like it. But yeah, man. Thanks for joining us. And of course, if you guys like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ding, ding, ding that bell for notification for future videos. If you're watching live or on the rewind, thank you very much whenever you're watching. Me and Tom always have a lot of fun reviewing these books and stuff. We have a ball. I couldn't find my books, but this time, my man Tom found his books.
Yeah.
Well, he'll show off some of the books if I have any pages we're up to and stuff like that. He'll show it and stuff like that. And yeah, so we're gonna do this. I'll review number 10. He reviews number 11. I'm gonna review number 12. So yeah. So keep on keeping on. Let me get into the thing. This is the Amazing Spider-Man. This is the return of the Hobgoblin. But which one? Dun dun dun. We're trying to get where is it? Boom. Oh, that's the wrong one. Wrong cover. Boom. That's the wrong cover too. I got the other cover in here. That's hilarious. It deleted on me. But Craig.
There you go.
Craig. Let me get out of here. Oh, here we go. Let me solo you out. Yeah, there we go. Show it again. I'm gonna solo you. Show the cover. Here we go.
There's old Hobby.
Oh, the Hobgoblin with that scary cover of his. You know what I mean? Just in time for Halloween. Yeah.
I could do the Mark Hamill laugh perfectly, but
well, he was the Hobgoblin, if I'm not mistaken. He was the Joker, and then he was the Hobgoblin. I was just like, people didn't realize that, but he was a Hobgoblin. I was like, holy snap. I found that out like years after the show. I was like, oh snap, he was a Hobgoblin? Holy moly. But yeah, man. So I'm excited about the Hobgoblin, childhood villain, stuff like that. Have you have any history with the Hobgoblin?
Geez. It's been forever. Like, I remember when he first, came on the scene in the 90s, and like, whoa, who's this dude? Like, he's not green, he's orange. What's up with this?
What copycat? That copycat? You know what I'm saying? But Green Goblin at the time was dead. You know what I mean? Supposedly, before they retconning, he's alive again, but he was dead. So they needed someone who, similar or something, and they brought in the Hobgoblin, which was brilliant, man. I loved the hell out of that when I was a kid. I was picking up Web of Spider-Man had a lot of Hobgoblin stories and stuff like that. Of course, there was that popular story in the mid 80s with the tattoo, the tattoo inside, the sticker tattoo and stuff like that, which is worth money now. If you have the book with it, without it, it ain't worth as much. The first appearance of the Hobgoblin or stuff like that. But keep on, and then the cartoon series started with the Hobgoblin because for whatever reason they made the figure of the Hobgoblin before the Green Goblin, so they wanted to sell the figure, so they represented the Hobgoblin before the Green Goblin in the cartoon show, which is very weird. You know what I mean? But to each his own. I'm gonna take another sip because I'm already 10 minutes in. At least we're not talking intro the whole time, right? But I don't see anybody else came in. That's the way to run the show, Herm. I like it. Thank you, Brother Joe. But yeah, so the Hobgoblin, it's funny because he's like a hero to us, you know what I mean? Even though he's a villain. Right. But there was like a lot of weird, different kind of stories. Like who is the Hobgoblin and stuff like that. You had which Roger Kingsley, then you had
Ned.
Ned Leeds and stuff like that. So this whole confusion and stuff like that. And eventually, as we're gonna explain here, as the story goes, they kind of run it by you a little bit and stuff like that. There was a reference on Hobgoblin Lives, which I wish I read before the show because I haven't read that in years. You ever read the Hobgoblin Lives series?
It's been ages.
We're gonna have to revisit that one day. If you don't mind, we can maybe we catch up to the Amazing Spider-Man somewhere in the future. Maybe we revisit the Hobgoblin Lives and see what it's about again, because it's been a long time. But they reference it and stuff like that. They explain how Ned Leeds came back because supposedly he had died. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. We'll explain that a little bit more as we go through this. But of course, Amazing Spider-Man number 11, The Return of the Hobgoblin. But which one? So that's the big mystery, like we don't know and stuff like that. It says that already in the thing. Of course, we have Zeb Wells, the writer, John Romita Jr. as the penciler, Scott Hanna's the inker, you know what I'm saying? And blah, 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 like all the other guys, like, why you didn't say us? But, you know, we got to keep on keeping on. And, of course, it starts with, you know, Betty Grant talking to Peter Parker, you know what I mean, obviously, because they just had the baby. If we remember in the Spencer run, she was pregnant, you know what I mean? And I'm just going to put you on this side because you have the book, you know what I mean? And, yeah, so he's right there. She's talking to Peter Parker, you know what I mean? I don't know why I had to say it like that, but, you know, Peter Parker. You know what I mean? But like Mario, hey, it's Peter Parker. You know what I mean? You know, I said pizza. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Hey, what's Luigi? But it's a Mario show now. But and it shows a chem set for the kid. So Peter Parker's always a nerd and stuff like that. And she's like, "Oh, it's a wonderful present. I guess I'll save it till he's I save it till he's like 12 years old. You know what I mean? And thank you, Peter. So yeah, so they talk about a lot of things happening. They will talk real quick about the Ned Leeds when he came back from death because it's okay, so when Ned Leeds died, we thought he was dead, but he came back because he had goblin serum in it, and that kind of saved his life. Yeah, so he really wasn't dead. And then Hobgoblin Lives or something like that. And in the Spencer series and in the last series, whatever, we find out that, you know, he was like almost like kidnapped or something like that, or that's why he was never around. It was a long, weird story, but keep on keeping on. But it was saying here how he came back to life. The goblin serum helped him. I guess because if you have the goblin serum and you die, it can help you not die and come back to life or stuff like that. Well, no, it's comics, right? So Peter stops talking to him. Oh, Ned Leeds, and she's telling that Peter Parker, yeah, he's been excited about a new story. He's out there being a reporter again because that's what he was back in the day. And but then after she hangs out, oh, I think everything is good, bruh. You know what I mean? She looks out the window, like, where are you, Ned? And out of nowhere, something crashed, and she's like, Winston, because I guess that's the name of her baby. It's like, oh God, and it shows the Hobgoblin. Oh no, Hagen, look at the Hobgoblin hogging, hugging the baby, grabbing the baby. You know what I mean? It's like, I won't let them hurt him. I won't do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so.
What's the matter, little?
That happens.
Gonna cry? No.
You know what I mean? And at the end of this, you're like, dun dun dun. What will happen next? Well, you're gonna have to read, because meanwhile, you know what I mean? Bring back the meanwhile. At Oscorp, you know, Kamala Khan and Peter Parker are in the laboratory. And while Norman Osborn's looking at them, and they're doing a whole little experiment there and all that, things didn't go good, and Peter's blaming himself and stuff like that. Kamala Khan's like, excuse me, I'm much part of this as you are. And he's like, oh man, the intern, the interns. He's like, feels a little disrespected, but then they go back and forth, kind of banter and stuff like that. But
Yep.
you know what I mean? And yeah, oh, wait,
They're there.
you're going too fast for me. There you go. Peter Parker and Kamala Khan. They're like,
Okay.
blah blah blah, and then they realize he's Norman's talking to this dude, and this dude is like talking about some stuff and all that, and really distracting him and stuff. So we don't know what Norman's doing right there, but he's like, did I ask for a report on this legally of the manor? I can't even freaking read right now. He's like, no sir. So something fishy happening. So but Peter's like, all right, I gotta leave. We could continue this tomorrow. I'm tired, whatever. I got things to do. And she's like, come on, like, this is 4 o'clock, bro. Where you going, bro? You know what I mean? But keep on keeping on. The reason why he was so in the mood and so quickly to leave is because our boy, invited a certain friend of ours, ours, like we know her, stuff like that. But it's none other than the Black Cat. Call her in and they were swinging around and stuff like that. And she's like, I'm glad you called, Peter. And they was like, la 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 la. This, they used to do this back in the day and stuff like that. They've been pretty close. And then they stop at a rooftop and suddenly it's windy. He's like, damn, it's mad windy. I'm trying to talk to you, Black Cat. And he's like, usually, there you go. Bump. There you go. That's the Black Cat and all that. The wind and all that, yeah.
I read that.
And he's like, usually we've done this before, where we chase each other around and think something's good and something's there, but it's really not. You know what I mean? And she's like, oh, so this is that talk again? And she's like all down. He's like, oh no, this time I want to be the one to ask you out. Can we go to dinner and stuff? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And she's like, oh, maybe. And he's like, what? Maybe? Girl, I asked you out, bruh. What are you doing? You know what I mean? But and she's like, well, most likely, you know what I mean? But, I appreciate you asking me out. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, did I just... what the heck? Like, come on.
And he's like, I'm finally happy that I'm confident enough to ask her out. You know what I mean? She's like, confidence looks good on you. You know what I mean? And then she left, and he's like, oh my God, I finally told her. Ooh. So I get the butterflies out there. I mean, they dated before, but I guess like with all the history and probably never thought it would happen again. It's comics, I guess. You know what I mean? I felt kind of two ways about this. I felt like they've had a long history already, like things happen and all that. And then the Black Cat was like, already telling MJ, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing in between us. We just really just friends, you know what I mean? With all the history. We know you guys are in love. But now things are changed 6 months later. It's more than 6 months now, whatever. They're not together no more. So now, like, he's got to move on and stuff like that. And this is pretty much what he's trying to do. He's trying to move on. Him and Black Cat, they got something cooking again, all right. All that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? But keep on keeping on. It doesn't really say that out here. Oh man. The comic book G-Man station. Thanks for joining us, brother. You know what I mean? I'm just here being weird. Yeah, so it continues on with Peter Parker. He's finally back at Peter Parker, and he starts boom, 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 going into his apartment in front, and he realizes that is this the one where he realizes? Yes, this is the one that he realizes the guy who's been heckling him about rent or stuff like that in the front, the weird dude, was not there. So he's like, I wonder where he's at. And then here it says, find out what that's all about in Amazing Spider-Man 14, which is 2 issues after this. So now we gotta wait for that. Zeb Wells, you know what I mean? So we're gonna find out what happens to him, because I want to find out with the reread, because I kind of forgot what happened to him, you know what I mean? But that's why we're doing the reread. Anyway,
reread.
Reread. I ain't hurt. No, not her. but but as he walks in the door to his apartment building, a creepy figure is in the background, and it's Ned Leeds. And Ned Leeds is like, all right, Peter, yeah. And Peter's like, yo, Betty told me that, you back on the field and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing your thing again, huh? And yeah, Ned Leeds like, yeah, and I'm searching for a new story on Norman Osborn, his creepiness and all that. I got a story and all that, and I think you want to know. And he's like, well, me and Norman's trying to change who he is. It's a long story, but I work for him now, and I really don't want to be because he wants him to be a snitch. He's like, you're in my inside now if you're working for Oscorp, you know what I mean? And then he's like, nah, I really don't want to do that. He's changing his ways. It's a long story, of course, long Nick Spencer run story, you know what I mean? We don't need to go there again, but he shows him pictures of Roderick Kingsley and Norman Osborn kind of talking and stuff like that. Dun, dun, dun. What is this about? What is this about? You know what I mean? But
going on there.
So he's zoom in, put on. So he's like, yeah, man, what is this about, homeboy? You know what I mean? This is your boy. You say he's your boy, but he's doing something weird here. You sure you don't want to help me out here? And he's like, I'm sure this explanation about this and all that. Kind of like he was looking at him, and then King's Ned Leeds is like, I thought you would help me out, but I guess you have changed, because Betty said you changed, but I guess probably not for the better. And he's like, I'll handle this myself. And then Peter's like, yeah, you and me both. And then keep on keeping on to the next page, and we have Norman Osborn working on a new suit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what's this new suit about? Which we later find out is the Gold Goblin. You know what I mean? And it's a whole suit. And then he's like, you like the suit? He's like, and Peter's like, yeah, it's nice. But I've been talking to Ned Leeds. You know what I mean? And I saw that. Are you in cahoots with
Yeah.
There you go. What's from Roger Kinsley? You know what I mean? And he's like, what? You know what I mean? He's like, I see. That's what you want to talk about. And pretty much what he's explaining to him is like, well, a long time ago, you know what I mean? Back in those stories in the past, I kind of like Roger Kinsley. I kind of like blackmail him to sell me his share of his company, because people found out he was the Hobgoblin, and he ended up selling Norman Osborn his share of the company. And long story short, now Kinsley's coming back to try to brainwash him, you know what I mean, to give him his company back and stuff like that. Kenneth Station, bro, thanks for joining us. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's about. He's like, I'm really trying to change Peter and stuff like that. And I was supposed to meet out with him and stuff like that. I could handle this. And he's like, no. And Peter's like, no, you're changing. I want to help you out just in case. So Norman's like, all right, we'll do this Thursday night. He's like, and Peter's like, all right, we do it Thursday night. So you don't have to do all the stuff alone, Norman. That's why I'm here. He's like, of course, Peter. See you on Thursday night. But the meeting happened Wednesday night, not Thursday night. So you see Kingsley and his homies, you know what I mean, his henchmen there, and he goes right up to Norman Osborn. He's like, and Norman Osborn just gives him the files to all the whole company that he bought out of him and just gave it back to him. I was like, I'll give it back to you, stuff like that. And Kingsley's like, bro, I want to do a whole show right here. I thought it was just gonna be harder than this. You just giving it up just like that. And he's like, yo, I'm a new man now, man. That was the past and stuff like that. I don't want any part of that. You know what I mean? I want no beef. know what I mean? You do your thing. You know what I mean? Just leave me alone. And Kingsley's like, I'm surprised you did this so easily, but I'm not giving it up like that. I'm not giving you an easy time. You gave me a hard time. And then as he started arguing with him, all of a sudden they hear a noise. And then Kingsley's like, I knew I couldn't trust you, Norman. And Norman's like, what are you talking about? I had nothing to do with this. And then kaboom, something explodes. Kaboom. You left your past to fester in darkness out of nowhere. And then it's tonight. Crops comes the harvest and madness rides the night wing. And it's who is it? Dun dun dun, the Hobgoblin. So everybody thought Kingsley was the Hobgoblin, but no, there's another one in the suit attacking Kingsley. And then meanwhile, at Yorktown, they show Betty Grant in her room in the nursery, and her baby's there, relaxed, fast asleep, and she's like looking at a tablet, you know what I mean? And it says, "Don't worry, little Winston. I just gave mommy a little something to help her rest. She was tired, so she was sleeping. So he kind of drugged her up. It's just kind of illegal, you know what I'm saying? Trying to drug people up, you know what I'm saying? But we did a lot of good work here this evening. Bum, bum, bum. They don't show who's talking to her. You kind of have an idea who it is. So it's like, uh-oh, boom, what is going on? And to the next issue. Find out next time, or find out next when we cover it. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's issue number 12. That's the one we're doing next. But before we get to that issue, when you saw this issue, did you point your direction right at Ned Leeds? Because that's pretty much what I was thinking. I was like, oh, Ned Leeds was there. You know what I mean? Kingsley's, being attacked too. It has to be Ned Leeds, right? That's pretty much what I was thinking. Even though Ned Leeds was trying to get to Norman Osborn and really wanted to get him, you know what I mean? So it really looked like it was Ned Leeds. You know what I mean? I had a lot of fun with this issue. There's always things you can talk about in the past, but if you just let everything go and just enjoy these issues, this was a lot of fun. How did you feel about this issue?
Oh, it was fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. I mean, you had a lot of stuff going on. You had like the rooftop reunion with the Black Cat, and
yeah, that was fun, man.
Big reveal of Ned Leeds' return, and then Roger Kingsley, and
yeah. So love the Black Cat stuff. Like as a kid, I loved the Black Cat and stuff like that. Their relationship, I was always with the MJ stuff. So when I saw like them kind of relationship in past comics, I was kind of confused. I'm like, I thought he was an MJ, but there was a whole history there and stuff. But it looked like things are heating up between them two now and stuff like that. And then you see the return of Ned Leeds and all that and everything that's going on. And oh my God, he's the Hobgoblin. He has to be the Hobgoblin. They will tell you exactly that he's the Hobgoblin, but he's with the baby. We won't let him attack him. Looks kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that was an excellent issue. I don't know if we're grading issues, but I always grade it. And for a start of the 3-issue series, if I have to grade it, I'll probably grade it a 4.5 backlogs. And don't give it the 5 because there's a couple of other issues that might be a little better than this one. What do you think?
I'd say a good solid 4.
Solid 4, okay. It's still really good grade and stuff like that. So excellent issue. Must read it. And people like Spider-Man, stuff like that. This 3-issue series was a lot of fun. John Romita Jr.'s art, a lot. There are people that don't like it. I don't mind it. I enjoy his art. I'm sure you do too. Yeah. So let's move on to the next issue. Amazing Spider-Man number 12. Dun, dun, dun. It's Wells and Romita Jr. again. You know what I mean? And this time, my man Tom was covering this one.
All right. So it opens at the little rendezvous, the meeting between Kingsley and Norman. at the Art warehouse in Red Hook, and where we left off last time, the hobgoblin came flying in, was going to do some major damage, and then we kind of open into the aftermath of that, with the warehouse being totally demolished and in ruin, and you got the police there, and they're all like, "Oh my God, what's happened? Who's hurt?" You know, and so they're checking everybody, and they see Kingsley, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Norman Osborn. Is he okay?" And then like Kingsley gets up, you know, he's like, "Get off of me, leave me alone, go away." And then they
that's that goblin serum, I guess. You know what I mean?
and then Norman, on the other hand, is not faring too well. He's kind of got tons of lacerations, probably broken ribs, and so they put him into an ambulance like right away. He's like, "Oh my God, what happened? Was that the hobgoblin?" And they're like, they're like, "Oh, well, should we give you some, you know, saline and morphine to kind of numb the pain?" And you know, Norman's like, "Well, kind of like I'm the original goblin. Come on, you know, I got this stuff in my blood, and I'll be fine, you know." And so he's like, "Just take me to the hospital." So they go to the hospital, and you know, Peter comes in. He says, "Dude, what's up, bruh? You lied to me. You said Thursday night was supposed to be the time when I was supposed to come in, and you know, all this was supposed to go down." And you know, and then Norman's like, "Yeah, I did lie to you." And he's like, "But um, he's like, Kingsley ambushed me. You know, I didn't see it coming." And then the hobgoblin, whoever he is, came back, and so they kind of continue their conversation. And Peter's like, "You know, I'm gonna take care of this on my own. I'm gonna find out who this hobgoblin is. You know, whether it is Ned, or you know, if Kingsley had somebody else posing as the you know, the return of the new hobgoblin or something." And so Peter goes out and kind of leaves Norman, and says, you know, Norman's like, "Oh, Peter, you can trust me." And Peter's like, "I don't know about that." And
But he's like, yo, if you're right about what you said, and there's something going on between, you know, Kingsley, or you know, and all that, I'll start trusting you again. And he's like, I'll take it. Go ahead.
and then we open up Peter, still, you know, in Peter form, you know, makes his way over. It's, you know, to talk to Betty. You know, he's like, "I need to talk to you about Ned. You know, where's Ned?" Is, you know, and she's like crying, and she says, like, "This is the first time in a long time that I've seen him motivated. He's excited to go out and write stories again." And then she mentions that Osborn had them under surveillance, and she claims that little Normie tainted their Winston the baby's baby bottle, and then she said, and Peter's like, "Well, what else is, you know, going on besides that, you know?" And she's like, "Well, Ned's just convinced that Norman's out to get us, and he's kind of taken up the mantle of the Hobgoblin again." And Peter's like, "What?" He's like, "What are you talking about, Willis?" He's like, "I need you to tell me exactly where Ned is." So Peter suits up in the new Norman suit, jumps on the Spidey glider, says, "I'm not positive where Hobgoblin's going to be, but I'm going to get out and find him." Finally, he tracks down Ned. Ned's got like this whole like image board, like goals. No, actually, it's more of like a whole breakdown of what he believes Norman's doing to his family and how corrupt he is, and Peter's like, or Ned's like, "You know, you're trying to just confuse me again. You're with the whole hobgoblin thing, and next thing you know, hobgoblin comes flying in, and basically just
Hold on. Let me.
Spidey.
Aggressively made me laugh. He's like, I'm just happy Norman is healthy now and will never go back to being the goblin. Empire Comics, what's up, bro? Station. Keep going.
And he's obviously like, Ned's always been my pet. And Ned's just sitting there lying lifeless. And so this big, this big scuffle happens between, obviously, it's Kingsley and Spidey. And Spidey's like thinking, okay, get out of this fall. What's going on? And Kingsley's like, what's this little, glider that you have? You trying to, one-up me with your little glider? He's like, that's a cheap imitation. Yeah, the real glider. And
I'll show you.
And the whole time that this is going on, Normie's at the hospital watching everything unfold on his iPad. And he's like, I got to get out of here. It's like, nurse, you got to tell me what's going on. And the nurse is like, you really got to rest, Norman. He's like, well, he said, just grab my briefcase, grab my work. He's like, at least I'll have something to do, so I'm not, so bored. And then it cuts right back to
the battle.
With Spidey and Kingsley, and he takes a little spider bomb. Says, "Hey, Hobgoblin, you're the bomb." And he tosses it. Out comes the little spiders and
bunch of spiders.
Hobby goes face plants right into the side of a building. Might have been a water tower too, so Osborn's like, okay, what am I gonna do? I gotta help my boy out. Peter's in trouble, so he's like basically looking over the plans for the gold goblin suit. Obviously, something's going through his head, like, maybe it's time to don the suit.
Station sleepy.
Yeah. So finally, after Hobgoblin took the face plant, like Spidey lands, just like grabbing him by the collar. He's like, "You listen to me, buddy." He says, "You're gonna tell me who you are," and he just starts, punching the life out of him. He's like, "You're gonna give me a."
Yep.
Takes his mask off. He's like, "Oh, big surprise! It's Kingsley."
Which is kind of confusing because Kingsley got attacked earlier.
Yeah. And then Kingsley's like, "Well, you can't possibly be surprised." And Spidey's like, but you're with Osborn. It doesn't make any sense. He's like, "This is crazy. This is going in like 5,000,010 different directions." And then he's like, and the dude's like, Kingsley's like, "Wait, not 10. And then he says, "You need to take a harder look at Ned Leeds, not me." And he's like, bam, quack, boom, bang, knocks Spidey to the ground. And he's like, "But it was my pleasure to put little Ned back on the Winkler device." Like it's the brainwashing machine, the Winkler device.
Mm-hmm.
And at least one hobgoblin is back. But then, not necessarily. Because just like Sith and Star Wars, there's not one, but there's always two. Just like, and then the other one comes, and there's little Nettie.
There's two hobgoblins.
Two of us. And Ned
knew it. Not really, but
continued.
To be continued.
I gotta say, I love that JR there.
Yeah, man, that's
good. Just beautiful.
Good splash page. I know, like it's just a single splash page, but it's,
yeah,
splash page and stuff like that. And yeah, man. That issue was fun. The penultimate of the 3-issue series. 3-issue arc. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. It was a lot of fun. You had like, what's funny is like you had the Hobgoblin talk to Peter Parker. talk to Spider-Man, and he had his own glider. He's like, "You got a glider now? What the hell?" You know what I mean? He's like, "What?" He's like you was talking about, "Oh, I got an upgrade." He's like, "Oh, let's see if it's an upgrade," kind of thing. You know what I mean? It was and you see them battling. It was a nice little battle they had there, glider versus glider. You know what I mean? Kind of even the playing field, because all the time that the advantage the Green Goblin had, or the Hobgoblin, was they had that glider, and Spider-Man had a hard time. Now you got Spidey and on a glider, so it's pretty kind of interesting. Like a lot of fun. I love the prank with the spider bomb. It's like a pumpkin bomb, but with spiders. And then Hobgoblin's like, "This is not deadly. What is going on?" He's like, hey, that's the best I could do. All right, you know what I mean? Because Peter Parker doesn't really like hurting people. You know what I mean? He's not like Batman. Batman, he won't kill you, but he'll try to hurt you. You know, he'll break your bones if he has to stop you. You know what I mean? Spider-Man's like that. He doesn't like hurting people like that. Try to knock them out, trying to control them. You know what I mean? Trying to stop them the best he can without hurting people. So, but he did punch him a few times, give him some blows and stuff like that. Almost knocked him out. So Kingsley, he took off the mask, and Kingsley, he's like, "What?" And this is where everybody was like, "What?" So there's two of them, you know what I mean? And that's where you get that splash page, beautiful splash page, which is kind of refreshing because this is a 3-issue arc. So the next issue is the last one, at least for this arc. You know what I mean? And man, we had a ball reading this one. You know what I mean? Station, my wife Station. Hope y'all next holiday weekend enjoy the show. Everybody's saying hi to her. You know what I mean? But
for Damien.
Yeah, so this issue was so much fun. I'm gonna give it another 4.5 backlogs, because if I gave the other one 4.5, because I really enjoyed it. I think it was a 4 until I reread it and then end up enjoying a little more, and that little thing just gave it a 4.5 for me. Well, how many backlogs do you give it?
Oh man, I think I'm gonna go up to 0.5 and also give it a 4.5.
Nice. Yes, because it was. I mean, I gave both of them 4.5, but it was a tad more fun than the first one, even though the first one was fun too. But it just kept the story going, and it was a lot of fun. And what's your favorite part of this this issue?
Well, besides the splash page, the battle changing little clips back and forth, true Spidey form, like, "Oh, I got an upgrade," and Kingsley's like, "Oh, really? Let's see about that." And
he's showing off and stuff. Yeah, I got gadgets too, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, had a ball with this series so far. But there is one more we're covering, and I know you got the issue, but I'm still gonna put it up here. Boom! Amazing Spider-Man 13, the Hobgoblin's Last Stand. And of course, my man, Primetime over there has the issue with him. Like I said, I didn't find my issues earlier, but yeah, man. So I'm going back and covering this one. Of course, Zeb Wells, John Romita Jr., Scott Hanna as Inker. You know what I mean? Marcio Menzi, I probably said that wrong, is the color artist, and Joe Caramagna, the letterer. I'm always botching names, but there you go. I mentioned all their names now. You know what I mean? Oh, Steph, what's up, bro? So y'all been listening in the background. Thank you, appreciate it. I hope it's probably a good listen because we're acting like clowns over here. But speaking of clowns, what's up, brother Joe? He's back. Herm, he's always been here, but Herm, you're always high. Always, man. These books, it's the ink in these books, man. Even though I'm not reading the book, I'm reading it through the computer right now. But what's your grading? We did that 4.5. And Stations aside, what's up? So yeah, we're gonna now cover issue number 12 right here. So, and this, it starts with Norman Osborn. Nurse, get your butt over here. I mean, he doesn't say it like that, but we like embellish a little bit. But it's like, you need to call the police now. Call them now. You know what I mean? And he's like, you gotta help You gotta help. You gotta send police to this street over there, and that's where the battle's happening because he sees the two hobgoblins and he's freaking out. He's like, "No, you gotta help him now." And she's like, "What are you doing, bro? Relax. What? If you don't help him, my employee is gonna die." You know what I mean? That's pretty much. And so I guess they did what they did. Going back to the action, so you have both hobgoblins, Ned Leeds or Roger Kingsley is up there. So, you know, Spider-Man's like, oh, great, this is happening. You know what I mean? And of course, Ned Leeds is getting brainwashed by that machine. What that machine called again? We were talking about it earlier. That machine that brainwashes him.
Yeah. What's it called?
I forgot what's it called, but yeah, while he gets the name of them, Spider-Man's fighting for his life throughout. You know what I mean? Dodging each hobgoblin. What happened?
The Winkler device.
The Winkler device. There you go. From Hobgoblin Lives, which is, we might cover it one day. Hobgoblin Lives, but of course, keep on keeping on. It's got like Hobgoblin. He's dodging one hobgoblin, the other one's kicking his butt the other one. He gets a scraped in the back and stuff like that. So it's not looking good for our hero. It's not looking good for our hero.
This way.
Yeah.
Cool art where he hits the ground. He's like tumbling, like doing somersaults.
Yeah. As we all know, growing up, we always see Spider-Man get his butt whooped, and he gets saved by his glider. And he's like, not today. And the glider kind of helps him out and stuff like that. And meanwhile, back at the hospital, we have Norman Osborn looking at his suit. And it's, what is this? Later on, we find out it's the Gold Goblin suit. Like, I'm sure a little spoiler with the spoiler. But, you know, we've seen like a Gold Goblin series. And he starts going, you know, and the nurse says, we call the police and stuff, you know what I mean? And then you're right, there's nothing we can do. You know what I mean? It's nothing more. She's like, we call the police, but there's nothing more to do. And he's like, you're right, there's nothing more to do. He said, then it shows the two hobgoblins chasing after Spider-Man, and they're still battling. And then Spider-Man starts using his web shooters into an antenna and swings around and attacks both hobgoblins and stuff like that. So this pretty much is a nice big battle between him, the two hobgoblins, and they keep going at it. And Spider-Man's, there you go, boom, bam, boom. Like it sounded like the Batman saying, no, but it's a Spider-Man, boom, beep. You know what I mean? It's pretty much what this is, a big, nice, healthy battle. And Spider-Man's scared for his life. He's like, I'm simply gonna die. This is the end of me. They finally got me. You know what I mean? And he gets like, Hobgoblin has these little blasters on his hand. Boom, blasts on his head, and eventually, blasts his mask out. But it's so smoky they don't see who he is, cause like nobody knows who Spider-Man is. He still had the secret identity after No Way Home or No Way Back, or that show, that series. A lot of people don't like to talk about it. No Way Home is the movie, but you know what I mean. So Kingsley, I think, says okay, we can't see him, but he must die. So he takes the glider, his glider, and he's ready to smash and bash Spider-Man. But who comes to save him? Away from my man. There you go. The Gold Goblin. I think this is the first time he uses a suit, right? To save Spider-Man. Like, I don't think he's used it before. No, he's not yet. So boom. If I remember right, the first time he uses a suit, and he attacks him. He's like, I didn't want violence. And Hobgoblin's like, ha 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 ha. Yes, we did, but we did. Ha 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 ha. And he's like, and now you got it. And then Leeds rain hell upon them. And then he tells Leeds to, like, start shooting him. And he does. And then somehow things go boom, and Kingsley falls, and Ned Leeds catches him and stuff like that. And then he's like, and Ned Leeds like, together we can punish Osborn for what he did to us. And he's like, you're an idiot, Ned. Osborn was never about your family. Osborn was never about your family. I put that in your head to make you useful. So he brainwashed him using that machine, and now you have a better use. And he punches him. As he punches him, Ned Leeds falls all the way, and he's ready to fall to the ground to his death. Spider-Man saves him, revs him to his feet, lets him down gently, and he's like, "It's over, Leeds. You need help." He's like, "The only thing I need, still, come on, man, throw me a bone." And then, of course, Norman Goblin goes, "That's enough of that," and punches him. You hear a crack, and he punches him again. He keeps punching him, and then Peter's like, "Yo, Norman, what up, bro? You gotta kill him, bro. You know what I mean? Stop now." He's like, "Oh yeah, oh yes," because Norman is trying not to go back to the violence, because he feels like if he didn't want to get into this suit, because he feels like the Green Goblin in him, even though his sins were taken away, the Green Goblin in him will take over. You know what I mean? And he's just not digging that. You know what I mean? He just didn't want that. He didn't want to go back to that life. He's trying to do a good deed, a good life, and stuff like that. And he wants nothing to do with it. And then, he goes, "Yeah, of course." And then you see the ambulance there. And then, like, right when you see the ambulance and all that, you see a van there, and looking like the van there is the technology van for the Gold Goblin. And he's like, "I guess I should thank you. If you hadn't dropped off my computer, Spider-Man would be dead." And the assistant's like, "I don't understand. He's like, "You brought my computer to the hospital so I can, catch up to my work." And she's like, "I'm sorry, Norman Osborn, but," she said, "Mr. Osborn, actually. There must be some mistake. I instructed everyone on the staff to leave you be. So he wasn't supposed to be at work. He was supposed to just be relaxing and stuff." It's like, "No one from Oscorp dropped off the computer." I'm like, dun dun dun. So we're like, who gave him the computer? You know what I mean? And we don't know who did. We kind of have an idea who did and stuff like that. But like, so that's kind of the mystery that they did pretty well in planting that mystery on here and stuff like that. And Nick Comic Culture Station, what's up, bro? Thanks for joining us. So he was like sitting there not knowing who gave him the computer. So that's a big mystery there. Like, like I was saying earlier, like Zeb Wells did a good job. These guys, Marita Jr., planting that in there to keep you still interested in the storyline and stuff like that. So we go back to Betty Grant's apartment. She's like putting the baby to sleep and stuff like that. And Peter goes back, knocks on the door. He's like, "Betty, I wanted to check on you and see how you're doing." He's like, "Yeah, I talked to Norman. He's going to Ned, the best lawyer in the town. He's gonna help him out and stuff like that." And she's like, "That's she likes it, but she's starting to tear up." And she's like, "I'm so sorry, Betty." And he's like, Ned Leeds is back on being the Hobgoblin. You know what I mean? What's up with that? And he's like, "You didn't hear? Spider-Man must have been mistaken, because he tells her Ned Leeds was brainwashed by the machine again." You know what I mean? And that's when she stops and she's like, "Nah, they didn't tell you where Spider-Man said the machine was gone." You know what I mean? And we saw earlier in the last comic there was a machine there, so it looked like someone took the machine away from there. So now it's like it's hard for them to fight in court that Ned Leeds was innocent. He was being brainwashed again. You know what I mean? So because Peter Parker was like, Norman Osborn, we're gonna get you the best lawyers we can and all that. He's gonna be free and all that. But now she realizes that what she was told before. So that's when she starts crying more. And they never said they found it. And then Meanwhile, they go back to this wherever they are, and the machine is right there. And it's like, this is what you wanted, boss. He's like, that's right, leave me now. So the the guys leave, which is weird because they were killed by Hobgoblin, but they're back. And we see a hand come over and put the machine on Kingsley. And it looks like right here you can see that Kingsley is being brainwashed too. And who he's getting brainwashed by? He said his sins have come back to haunt him. Stuff like that. Da, da, da. None other than the Goblin Queen. Da, da, da. Oh, leave it up there. Boom. You know what I'm saying? The Goblin Queen is back. Woo! And it says here to be continued, which obviously Dark Web is coming. The dreaded Dark Web that we have to review next. Which comes with tie-ins and stuff like that. But before we get to that, which I have mixed feelings about that series, we're reviewing this book, which this book was actually pretty well done. You know what I mean? Like I kind of like the whole thing and everything. If I have to give it a backlog, I'll give it another 4.5. Not quite the 5. You know what I mean? But it was a lot of fun. The review at the end at the time was pretty cool. The Goblin Queen, we haven't seen in a few issues and stuff like that. She's back, and now she's the mastermind of these the Hobgoblins, kind of, a new blood into the villainy. Even though we find out what happens to her after, it's kind of weird. But yeah, what did you grade it, and what did you think of this issue?
I really liked it. I want to give it a 5.
Oh,
I liked the surprise twist at the end with the Goblin Queen.
yeah.
I kind of like the action sequences fighting both hobgoblins, which is
Between both, yeah.
The way that Zeb handled it, the writing, and JRJR's art is growing on me even more.
Well, he has the face expressions on some of the art and stuff like that, like Norman Osborn having feelings and stuff like that, like trying to have feelings, trying to do his thing, and the anger between the Hobgoblins, you can see it in that art. You know what I mean? And I thought it was pretty good. He did a pretty good job showing you his emotions. That's one thing from his original series he did a lot. And people who dig his art, you know what I mean? There's people don't, but that's okay too. But that all that in this issue, I should have gave it a 5. You know what I mean? You know what? I changed my mind. I'm giving mine a 5 too. This one was obviously the best issue out of the 3. You convinced me. And I enjoyed the heck out of this issue. This was a lot of fun. This was as advertised, the return of the Hobgoblins, and there was 2. Both of them that were Hobgoblins have returned, and this time they're both being brainwashed. Not just one. It was Kingsley brainwashing Ned the last time. Now they're both by the Goblin Queen. And this looked like it was going in a good direction at the time. The whole Goblin Queen kind of gets confusing a little bit after. It's Dark Web and all that. As we do a reread on that, maybe I like it a little bit better because I did not dig that as much. I like the way it started, but then it was just like, went all over the place. But we'll talk about that in the future. So you guys think all the issues are going to be positive? We try to be as positive as we can here. Everybody knows I'm always trying to be as positive. Tom, too. Those might not be 4.5s and 5s. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. The first 12 issues of this year, except for which one was the Wolverine issue, which I think was 10, was probably the lowest grade we gave it. But yeah, man. Before we keep going, Two Gun, pew pew. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for coming on, man. My man Christian, what's up, bro? Thanks for coming on, man. I'm gonna go see Mario with him and his sister too. Kids. Oh, speaking of his sister, Station Gloria. Thanks for joining. You know what I mean? Oh man, a lot of people are showing me love here. Two Guns, not so much reading, but the sound effects is what I like. Yeah. I was just telling Tom, like I was preparing, trying to look for my books and stuff. I put some Kara G and some Bad Bunny. I'm here singing songs and stuff, and instead of getting ready, got my voice like a little tingly because of it. Maybe I shouldn't sing before a show, Herm. No singing before shows. Me. But yeah, man. As you saw in this show, we enjoyed the heck out of the 3 issues. We recommend. I know a lot of people are not gonna know what's going on, but if you want to read a series, the Hobgoblin series, old school meets new school, this series was. Like I said, the first 12 issues of this run. I went from not digging. I like the issues, not digging what the 6-month thing and all that, everything going on between him and MJ. I pushed that aside and started just reading the story. Give me the story they're telling me. Into number 12 and then 13, 14, that's kind of like gets convoluted, stuff like that. It's just a lot of, it's like they go off the story a little bit to show this bigger story. And then like the current one, they're starting to explain what happened between everything. And so far, I didn't read the last Wednesday's issue, but so far I'm not digging it so far. Have you read the one that came out Wednesday? The Amazing Spider-Man yet?
Not the newest one, no. I need to still do that one.
But we got plenty of time. We won't get to that issue for a while. The Dark Web, we probably split it into either 2 or 3 shows because it's a lot of issues. I don't know if we want to read the tie-ins. We'll discuss that. But keep on keeping on. Thanks for joining us. We're not done yet. If anybody who's going to watch the Dylan's Horror Show, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could go over there and get the Dylan's Horror Show. Our backlog bros, who's that? Who knows? Are in there too, trying to do the show. But we got my favorite segment of most of my shows. You guys know we love it. You gotta have it. That show and tell. That beautiful sight is back. Beautiful sight. We have some nice little show and tell here. I got a couple of new things I want to show here. Tom, you got some things, or you want to pass this time? Or you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first, though.
All right. So while Tom looks for his stuff, oh no, that's him. Station guys, some show and tell. You guys know this is my favorite part. Let me put my iPad away and keep on keeping on. Show and tell is my favorite part of the show. I want to show this. This is belongs actually to my wife, but might as well show it. She got this I Am Groot pop figure, a fancy Groot. So I had to show it. She's like, "Oh, that's so cute! You know what I mean? Oh my God, Groot's so cute!" You know what I mean? So, oh man, we're all different Groots. You know, Baby Groot was like really popular. It annoyed some people, but come on, Baby Groot. Before there was Baby Yoda, there was Baby Groot. You know what I mean? Don't forget. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Keep on keeping on. My wife found this for me. But this is a series I've been collecting, and I love the cartoon series and stuff like that. And she says, "Happened. This one was not even in my radar. I didn't even know they were going to come out with this one, but they did." So the Gargoyles dialogue. I think I'm saying that right. You know what I mean? The evil Goliath-looking gargoyle, which I have to re-watch the show. You know what I mean? I don't remember too much about him, but I know him from somewhere. You know, actually gargoyle, but this is like a nice little NECA type figure, and it has him in there. You know what I mean? It has his hands and all that. Of course, his tail. You know what I mean? He's evil Goliath looking guy. You know what I mean? Like he's looking like he's ready to. He's got this blaster thing there, and anybody who knows more about him probably knows a lot about him. But you know, he's obviously a blaster. But man, beautiful figure. You know what I mean? I got Demona. I got Goliath. I got Hudson, which I showed in the past, and now I got this part of my collection. I'm trying to collect all the Gargoyles, NECA type figures. NECA's awesome. They come out with great stuff. I know like Hasbro was it that has the elites now, and we just saw like Mum-Ra and Lion-O and Power Rangers, and they got everything and stuff like that. I was like, man, I'm gonna go broke if I keep buying these kind of figures. I don't think I'll be able to get them all, but this one was awesome. There's no way I could get them all, but I'm gonna keep on keeping on. Another figure that I love a lot. I don't know. I don't think I showed this too much on any other show, but the Ghost Rider, old school Ghost Rider up in here. Johnny Blaze, some Johnny Blaze action. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I thought
yeah,
about
yeah, man. Him on the bike. I'm gonna have to open this guys one day, so I could, put him on the bike and stuff. Cool ass figure right here. You know what I mean? This is part of the Marvel Legends collection. I got the Silver Surfer up here all the time, and now this is the Ghost Rider. Growing up as a kid, Silver Surfer was a big part of my childhood. The Ghost Rider was. I like the Danny Ketch one a little bit more because that's the one I grew up with. But this Johnny Blaze, the original. At least now there's another original with comics. But yeah, man. I hope they do Danny Ketch next. I want Danny Ketch like this with this futuristic looking bike and stuff like that. Woo! I can't wait for that. Keep on keeping on. Everybody knows. Big part of my childhood. Todd McFarlane is one of my favorite dudes, favorite artists, writers, whatever. Did Spawn 2 and stuff like that. And right here, the Venom Lunchbox. I know you like this one, Tom.
Nice.
Venom Lunchbox up in here. It shows like a picture of his card, which I used to have that card. I wish I still have it. I don't know what happened to my Marvel cards from the past. But this is so. What happened?
Actually,
Go ahead.
Some Marvel cards from our buddy Moon Knight Rob, who still has to make an appearance. He's like the Sasquatch. One day, I promise, one day I'll get him on camera. He does exist.
He exists. He does. This one actually comes with a little thermos. What do you call them? Thermos and shit. And yeah, man. From back in the day, they used to come in these little. So it's the first time I'm opening it. So it was pretty damn cool. I don't know, back in the day when you were in school, you used lunchbox and stuff. It's come like this. So it's pretty damn cool. You know what I mean? I remember the big plastic ones, you know what I mean? To replace the metal ones that they started coming out with. But keep on keeping on. I got a few more little things left. I hope Christian and Gloria is here because they got me this. I didn't get to see this movie. I'm gonna try to see this movie before it's out of theaters. But love me some John Wick. So now I got because of them, they found me the John Wick popcorn.
What?
You know what I mean? Holder and stuff like that. John Wick. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see it. I heard it was really good. A lot of people saying the best one of the series. You know what I mean?
John Wick.
We seek the truth.
Yeah.
Endure the consequences.
I think I'm gonna need a gun. Yeah. But it's awesome. Hands down.
I can't wait. I want to see it. Got the popcorn holder. The popcorn holder. Well, yeah, it holds the popcorn. And the
what?
Yeah, the coin set right here. One has John Wick. You know what I mean? One has that little emblem right there. Pretty damn cool. Shows you the date it comes out. Man, cool. I thank you guys so much for finding this for me. Which I definitely gonna freaking see this movie. John Wick. Have fun listening to you guys. Thank you, Brother Joe. Missing links, liking this stuff. Everything fire. I appreciate you guys being on here and talking to us and stuff. I hope you like the show. But yeah, man. Yes, John Wick. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. John Wick, best assassin. There you go, man. You know what I mess with John Wick, man. He's the modern day the modern day Chuck Norris. You know, you always have to think you don't mess with Chuck Norris and stuff like that. What Chuck Norris do? Now it's John Wick. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Pencil.
man, love it. So that's my show and tell for the day. I hope everybody liked that. That was awesome, awesome stuff. You know what I mean? I like to always thank my lady. She finds this stuff out for me. A lot of times I'm working, she's out hunting and stuff like that with Christian and Gloria sometimes. And I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that. I don't know if it's a secret. I don't think it's a secret, you know, whatever. But thank you guys. And your turn, my man. You got anything? Some show and tell for us?
Yeah, actually, so Mysterio is my favorite Spider-Man villain. And I found this awesome Mysterio glow in the dark.
Oh, nice.
6-year anniversary.
Dark.
Beyond amazing. Can I just give you more of a classic Mysterio?
That's a little bit bigger than their regular size, huh?
Yeah.
That's nice.
And then I got some more books. So I got the variant cover for Spidey 21. It's got the Norman Osborn suit with the little camera, but I guess he calls him Bug.
Yeah.
And then I got a classic Amazing Spider-Man 88. Doc Ock.
Oh, nice.
I picked up some Avengers books. I thought these looked pretty cool. Enter the Bloodhawk, Avengers 179. Avengers 180, The Monolith.
Nice.
I found a really good Spidey team-up issue, like $2. It was interesting because it not only has Doctor Strange, but it also has Clea, which I thought was pretty cool. Because I haven't seen a lot of stuff with Clea in it. And then I found a Fantastic Four, which is also $2, and it just looked awesome. It's clobbering time. I just thought that was
I remember that issue. I definitely had that one.
And then I got a really cool Web of Spidey 17.
Damn, you went old school.
Yeah. And then
Nice.
I was talking to Sleepy Raider about this, and he's like, "Oh, you're defecting. You're going to DC now." And my favorite DC hero was Batman. And I decided I was looking at these old annuals, World's
Green
Finest,
Two Gun.
old school Superman and Batman, and I found some really cool World's Finest issues.
Nice. That's
This one,
old school World's Finest. Before the current World's Finest.
Superman and Batman balloons.
What the hell? They've been eating too much lately, huh?
Cavemen, Batman or Superman. Some real funky stuff.
Sounds like there's a
and then
Alex History cover out this week. Yep.
Classic. Killing Joke.
Is that the original one?
I think so.
Or is that the reprint?
Might be a reprint.
It looks like the original.
Could be the original.
Don't matter. You got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a What If Wolverine killed the Hulk?
Oh, yeah. I think I need me that cover, too. I need me that issue. Hell yeah. Nice.
What If
Love it.
Stan and the rest of the gang at the bullpen became Fantastic Four.
That's funny.
Let's see what else here. My apologies, there's a lot of stuff. Here we go. Spectacular Spidey, Schizoid Man.
Love the old DC. Yeah. What's up, Phil? Station. Those treehouse. I like that.
Into the Spider-Verse Part 6. I think that might be the final part. I can't remember. I don't know if you're reading that, Herm, but
I am. It was supposed to end, but it's continuing.
well, speaking of, I can't remember if you said Silver Surfer. I got Avengers 215. It's got Molecule Man.
Oh, nice.
Part 5 of Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
This was a really
It's pretty
cool.
good. I'm enjoying that series. It's not bad. I mean, Dan Slott's a good Spider-Man writer, man.
Yeah.
There might be some that hate him, but ooh, what's going on there? They're getting attacked by spiders. What is that?
Ant-Man, yeah.
Oh,
Avengers.
ants. Oh, and you gone bad.
Invincible Iron Man. New Iron Man series.
Nice.
And then so I was doing this there's this Instagram, they do sales sometimes, like auctions and stuff, and there's this comic shop, I think it's called either At Last or Atlas. They're like in Virginia, but they had like a mystery pools, I guess. And
Yeah.
one of the things I like won this like prize. It was this series called by Damian Connolly, You Promised Me Darkness.
Oh, okay. I heard that was good. Never read it, but did you get to read it, or are you're planning to?
Read it. What's the third issue, I believe? I think it's just a 5-parter.
Nice.
And then I was really surprised to get the first issue of this, even though Bueller says it's probably the 8th printing, so it's probably not worth as much, but first issue.
Yeah. It's still the first issue, man. Something's killing the tune. That's right. Love it.
Old school.
Pop for that.
Wolverine issue 11.
Nice. Red Omega.
Amazing Fantasy 18.
Omega Red. I said it backwards. Which one's that one?
That's a cool cover.
18? Okay.
18.
Nice. I know they try to bring it back for a few issues.
Yeah.
I think number 17 is a spec book. I think it's hard to forget.
Civil War 10, I believe. That one is.
Oh, Civil War. Love that series.
Alien. Not really a big Aliens fan, but that's issue 7 of that.
Oh, Sal said the first time they abbreviated Something's Killing Tune on the title. Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that. Nice.
And
so there you go. You got some first on it. You know what I mean?
8. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But
that's the Venom tribute cover.
Oh, right. And then just a few more.
Yeah, just a few things. Not a lot, just a few.
He Who Fights with Monsters.
Oh, nice. Heard that was good too.
Aliens 7. Kind of a cool cover.
Yeah, I think that Philip Kennedy Johnson Alien series.
Devil's Reign, the Superior Spider-Man tie-in, I think it was, which is a really cool cover.
Yeah.
I
don't think I bought those. I actually didn't get all the tie-ins for that.
Huh. I didn't either.
I usually do, but I have cut corners somewhere.
The final Amazing Fantasy for the run. The current one.
Nice. Yeah.
Darkhold. Really wicked cover.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, that's sick cover.
I think I might need to go back and finish that because I don't think I got all of the issues for that one.
Carnage,
Awesome.
Black
Awesome.
Dragon Blood.
Hmm.
Nice. Nice. I didn't get that series neither. I think I got the first issue. But I was making cuts at the time. Now I regret it.
The
I'll
Venom
go
2.
back and get them. Oh yeah, I love that issue. I love that cover, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So
Is
that's
that good or you got more?
Oh, that's goodness.
You guys know our show and tell can be short or really long, like Nick said. Grab your coffee. Oh man, that's a show, guys. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, our next one will be Dark Web. We probably split it into 2 issues. I'll try to come back in another 2 or 3 weeks because we went on hiatus for a while. You know what I mean? I was, relaxing and resting from the show and all that with my new job and stuff, trying to get used to everything. But we're trying to keeping on with the show. We might come back in 2 or 3 weeks and do the Dark Web, and then come back another 2 or 3 weeks after that and finish the Dark Web. I don't know, we gotta go. Me and Tom gotta sit back one of these days and talk about how we're gonna split these issues. Because I kind of like this episode where we had 3 issues. Sometimes 4 is long. We did pretty fast covering every issue and stuff like that. So I kind of like that. But yeah, man, like I had a joy with you, Tom, again. Thank you very much. And before we leave, go back before we leave. Of course, I gotta plug in next few shows that I'm gonna do. I'm thinking of doing this show, probably the return, at least for a day, on Whiplash Wednesday for me, probably in my old school 6 o'clock spot back in the day where me and Sam used to do it at 6. Rest in peace, Sam. I love you. But boom, the Kickstarter has arrived, and I would be doing the unboxing for Dismay Comics. You know what I'm saying? My man Brandon Ingram was on this show talking about Dismay Avenue and stuff like that. And the box came. I can't wait to open it. I did get a shirt for it and stuff like that. And I can't wait to open that box up for so probably this Wednesday at 6. I'm gonna set up the show, finally open that box, make my return to Whiplash Wednesday, and maybe I'll start doing a normal show. I started catching up with most of my books because it's pretty much what I wanted to do. I wanted to catch up with most of my books. At least I can talk about the issues a little more. Before I was just like showing you, oh, this is what I got, but I don't have time to read. So you know what I mean? I kind of got tired of that. So at least I could talk about. Maybe not every issue I get. You know what I mean? I did slice down my pulls because when I first started this channel, it was ridiculous how much I was getting. I can't pull that off anymore. But I try to get some of the issues and stuff like that. So I might come back on Whiplash Wednesday normally. So stay tuned for that. And of course, April 18th, the Amazing Collected Edition show continues as me and Fargate talk about the latest omnibuses, collected editions, and stuff like that coming out, what we're looking forward to and stuff like that. He might have a review. I probably won't have a review. I want to read the Flashpoint omnibus. That's going to be my next review before the movie comes out. I'm going to read that omnibus. I'm getting close to getting up to the omnibus where I'm comfortable enough to read the omnibus and be caught up with my current stuff. So that's what my goal to do. That show is usually 7:00 p.m. Eastern in April 18th. Hope you guys join us for that. And of course, Backlot Bros, what is that? Still don't know what that is, but you can follow most of those guys in the link below, in the box below. All Nick Comic Culture, who was here earlier and stuff like that. Missing Link, he doesn't do shows for himself, but he's always on the Dylan show and stuff like that, doing shows with Mark and stuff like that. They just covered The Last of Us on the Mark Instagram, the Geeks Unleashed, Mark from Geeks Unleashed and stuff like that. All that information should be in the box below. Thanks you all for joining us. Let me get my man back in here. You know what I mean? And I hope you enjoyed this. And this is probably the most fun we've had in a while with a 3-issue series. So it's gonna be a little bit of a bumpy ride coming up with the dark web, but we'll see what happens. We might enjoy some of it as in the reread. And till next time, guys. Station, love you guys. Congrats on 400. Oh, thank you. I didn't even know anybody noticed, but thanks, man. Yes, I hit 400 on the channel. It took a very long time, but I'm grateful for as many subs as I get. You know what I mean? I have been consistent with my shows, but people like support me, and I appreciate all you guys supporting me. Well, I hope we're entertaining enough that you can actually go out here and watch us and stuff like that. The Dark Herm and the Dark Tom coming up. Glad I caught you guys live. That's a good Herm. Get back to back where you once belong. People want to see me back consistently doing that Wednesday show again. I know that, and collaboration with my other brothers and stuff like that. We might have shows. The Great Herm come back. Yes, 400. Congrats. Thank you. My man Fargate, he's the one that noticed that too. He told me the other day, he congratulated me and stuff. Yes, of course, Mr. 400. Okay, congratulations. Thanks, guys. Love you guys. Till next time, station prime time. And Big Herm will be back covering dark web. Hold on to your seats, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Station. That's not my saying or nothing like that. I kind of be forgetting my saying. Sometimes I have a saying and stuff like that. Or sometimes I just keep talking and never end the show. And then people are like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Phil Station, bro. But till next time, guys, thank you so much. Love you. Peace out. And I always have struggle trying to end the show when I'm trying to find the thing. Station.